Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mobile Images Red. I'm Mike, also known as Mystery Oceans on Instagram and Mobile Images Red on Twitter.
I'm Alan, also known as Saint Alan James on Instagram.
Yeah, so we got out of XMEN Dark Phoenix, I guess is what it's called, and we're gonna give you guys like our kind of we'll do a little bit of what we thought of the movie, and then we'll go into spoilers. But I just want to say right off the top, this movie is sitting at a 13% on Rotten Tomatoes, and that is totally not what it deserves. I'm gonna say that right now. Like, watching that movie, like I was, because basically people have been telling me that it's bad. Well, not people, it's the stupid internet has been telling me that it's bad. Like, so you kind of go in there expecting to be bad, and I think that kind of helped the movie, because I was expecting to be really bad rather than expecting to be good. So it kind of like, well, how do you feel about it?
I thought it was cool. I thought the first hour of it kind of dragged on a little bit. There was some cool X-Men stuff, but it was a little slow. Once Magneto came out, though, then it was really good.
It kind of picked up, yeah.
Yeah, because that's when it really started. The action started picking up and things started happening.
I really, from the jump, like I could hear the tone in the music. Like for me, I pick up on little subtle cues, and because I was one of those people that was upset that they switched costumes out of the different X-Men costumes, the more iconic ones from the end of X-Men Apocalypse, and then they gave them all like matching uniforms. So for some reason, I don't know, they kept a lot of this movie out of the trailers. Like they kept a lot of it out of they didn't advertise any of this like fighting stuff, and it ended up being like a super crazy surprise. Like a lot of stuff they did. Like towards the beginning, there was that scene where with the rocket launcher. Like, yeah, we knew they were going into space, but like they really kind of built it up. Like the ship launched into space, and it was like really loud. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I obviously have a lot to say about it, but
yeah, I mean, I thought it was cool. I like how they made it. Was weird because the Phoenix Force was in Apocalypse,
yeah,
but then they made it to the real thing it's supposed to be, like out in space, and it's like a living entity that comes into her. So I like that they did that, but it's just weird, like that in Apocalypse it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think in the comics it's like you're kind of born to be the Phoenix, so it's like it jumps around. It's
still a power. You're not born with it.
Yeah, but I think it's kind of like maybe it. I don't want to try to justify that movie.
How do you like that Dazzler scene?
I love it, because we were watching it, and she started singing techno, and I could see all the sparks, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I was like, this is the worst X-Men besides
Dazzler?
Jubilee.
You know how many times they've done Dazzler with like just subtly throughout all the movies? So it's like, how old is Dazzler at this point? Oh, they're all old.
They're all old, but none of them. Yeah, no,
age. she's like a Jubilee. I think she's got an extra like loudspeaker power. She can make music or whatever.
I think she only does the sparkling, bro.
No, she was making music in this one. I didn't see those speakers.
That's not her power. Her power is just the.
So the X-Men are way older in this because they're all drinking like at every moment. Like,
well, I mean, they were teenagers in the 80s, and now it's the 90s.
Yeah, but I think it's only been 5 years. Yeah, but it's enough time.
There's enough time.
Like
from 17 to
it's
17
just for me years? Like I'm still thinking like they're kind of young, so it's like watching them drink, it kind of like it set it apart. But no, so basically one thing let's just get into spoilers. I fucking love that movie. Like I think that movie is getting really ripped apart right now for no reason. It's kind of like Godzilla King of the Monsters. Like I expected that theater to be completely empty. This one that we went to, like
we watched it
Thursday at 11.
We watched it at 11:20 on a Thursday.
Yeah,
It was like half of the theater was packed.
Yeah.
Like, what are you people doing?
I think what it is that people who've actually seen it are starting to talk to the people and let them know, like, oh, this is actually legitimately a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, go watch. I mean, like, yeah, it bookends the X-Men, but it's really not what it's about. Like, if you're going in there thinking, oh, hey, this is just the end.
It's the X-Men. It doesn't matter. You can always reopen it up.
Bro, that X-Men versus the Brotherhood fight. Ooh,
yeah, that was good.
That was so tight. Like when they're like. Okay, so spoilers. So when Beast, he switches sides and then he goes over to the other side, and so when you're watching the hair whip guy, and Beast, and so that chick, she's like the one from Calypso, right? Like she's got she's the one that can sense powers. I think she's supposed to be like the Moloch.
No, because she said you're not the only one who can read minds. So she obviously has some kind of power where she reads minds, But I feel like I know who she is, but I can't think of her actual name right now.
Her and Whips got kicked out of the train, and you never saw anything that happened to them.
Well, yeah,
I'm sure they're alive, though.
I don't know. You're getting thrown out of a train going that fast.
Oh, Whips is moving around. Like, it was cool. Like, he kind of reminded me of like the visuals, like especially a lot of it, I think it was like them. They're like, okay, we're never gonna be able to make another X-Men movie. So it's like we've always wanted to do some like Omega Red stuff. Yeah, because that's kind of what it was. Like, because that's what how Omega Red moves. He's got the whips in his hair, like, or at least he's got the one whip in his hair. Like, but this kind of looked like it.
The tentacle.
But it looked like that. That's what it looked like. Like when he was jumping on the train and shit, I was like, damn. And they kept that completely out of the trailer, so I was like pleasantly surprised what I saw with that.
Well, I liked it because like the trailers make it seem like they're gonna fight the Phoenix at the ending, and that's not who they're fighting.
Well, because you know how you're like, oh, usually Civil War, you're like they had no bad guy, and then this one kind of like it's kind of like the same thing, but like I would have kind of preferred her to stay the bad. Like obviously I know she's got to turn into a good guy at the end, but like I was liking all the bad Jean Grey stuff. Like,
well, there's just no way they would have beat her.
Yeah.
There's no way you beat the Phoenix.
Yeah, she was too strong.
Yeah. There's a comic book where someone possessed with the Phoenix Force fights Galactus, and Galactus loses. Because he's like, you can fight forever, I can't fight forever. So they're at a stalemate with power-wise, but they can't. But the Phoenix can just keep going and never slow down.
Yeah, because she got stabbed through and she
basically just kind of like evaporated it away when it went through her. And she just healed right up. So that's what I'm saying, like, there's no one in them, like, as much as I love Magneto and I think he's overpowered, there's no one that could stop.
Bro, I liked how they showed you how strong Magneto was. Like when he was doing they were both calling down the chopper and they were both standing next to each other. I was like,
I thought that was hilarious. Like,
damn, that move. You know, one thing I really liked about that movie, though, like besides like all the X-Men stuff, it was just like it kind of. Because you expect it to be like a tonal mess. Because 13% on Rotten Tomatoes is basically like an unwatchable movie. Is what they're basically leading us to believe. And like tonally, this movie was like, I felt that it wasn't bad. Yeah,
it wasn't bad. It kept a pace. It kept going. You know, like it kept the storyline going. Yeah, I think those weren't people. Those aren't.
The scrolls. So the scrolls.
The scrolls.
Yeah, so that's what we're just gonna call them scrolls for.
They're not scrolls.
I mean,
but
we know because we've been following this movie that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
But like, and obviously they shapeshift. I think they were supposed to be like, because I know that Fox at that time owned everyone can use the scrolls, but Fox had the super scrolls.
Yeah.
So I think like obviously they weren't the scrolls. They were like gray-looking aliens, but they that's basically what they're supposed to be. Yeah. And I liked that. That's one thing I was gonna say was that okay, because you're expecting them to fight the Phoenix the whole time, right? And then you're like you think that there's a little bit of extra stuff, but you never believe that they're gonna be this like unstoppable force of like because I thought this movie was gonna have very minimal fights. I thought I already knew what all the beats were, but just like throwing in that like alien force but like with I felt that it was like. Sorry, I liked it in a way that it gave everybody a chance to like fight on screen. Like when they all like rallied up and they're like, "We're the X-Men," and then they're like, "Okay, we'll fight you guys," and because I think what it was supposed to be was it was probably going to be minimal of them fighting them, and then most of Jean Grey taking everybody out. Yeah. But I think that what they did with this really gave you a chance to like, because that Magneto bit where he was fighting on the train, where he's fighting all the dudes with like the metal's like moving around his neck.
The part where he brought the metal up and then stabbed the guy in the hand and then used the power to stab the guy in the neck.
Yeah.
That was tight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And when they threw all the people into one train, just collapsed it and just crushed it and then threw it right off. I'm like, bro, Magneto's a savage.
Yeah, Magneto honestly, this Magneto is I like Ian McKellen, but like visually and like more.
Well, I mean, Michael Fassbender's amazing.
He gets down as Magneto. Yeah,
he's great. Yeah, and he plays like a really like hard Magneto. Where you're like, yeah, he probably would do that.
A lot of these movies, I've always been annoyed with Beast because it seems too goody. And I think that's why I liked Beast a lot in this movie because they took him out of being a good.
Beast is goody though. Like, when have you ever really seen him be bad?
Well, he was kind of bad in this one. Like, he was going against the X-Men. So that's what I'm saying. Like I liked... Yeah, you're saying that in general, but in the movies, the look isn't that good. Like, I even like Jennifer Lawrence in this one. Like, normally I'm kind of annoyed, that...
You know what?
She's trying to steal the Senators.
I didn't really care for her because I feel like she was trying to steal every scene she was in.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, in this one, it wasn't really like...
Well, they killed her off, so I didn't care. That one, the ex-woman scene is kind of jarring and like.
But it's right at the beginning. You forget about it.
Yeah, you do forget about it. And then it goes into like more stuff where they're showing how strong like Jean is and they're like control your emotions, but like it's not like just thrown in there. You're like, okay, I accept this. This is cool,
Like it's a good progression.
Yeah,
you can definitely see her conflict too.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm saying the whole thing about them drinking, like when she was drinking at the bar as an old man, like that felt like a comic book moment too.
Yeah.
Like, so you know, it's just you really felt their emotions this time around. Like Xavier, like you know, it's because it's funny because that's what, like, you know, the whole movie's building him up on being like somebody who's just like kind of screwing these kids around, but really it's just...
I mean, Xavier in the comics is kind of a bad guy.
Yeah, I think that's what they did in this one. That's what they did in this one.
He does do that.
Because he was like right after they saved the scientists, he was all like, or right after they saved the astronauts, he was all like right there in congratulatory mood. And even that night, he like flew over to DC and was like,
where was that girl? Where was the girl at? From First Class, and then from Days of Future Past,
you're talking about,
and then from Apocalypse,
or Rose Byrne.
Okay, yeah. What happened to her in this? I don't remember her. I remember in X-Men Apocalypse, he didn't wipe her brain.
They were like kind of implied that they were gonna have something else. But it's been 5 years too, so that's why you're like, how does Beast transform like now, like easily?
Yeah, that didn't make any sense. He just does it.
Well, I think it's like that Hulk thing. Like, you know, they didn't really explain us how the Hulk fused, and that's even like the Beast. At least he's like he
but
turns
like
into
the
Hulk.
Beast. But the Hulk can do that though. I've never seen Beast in the comics just turn like a werewolf
back and forth. Yeah.
You know, like the Hulk. They did do that. I can't remember what his name is in the comics right now.
You know, who, Hank McCoy?
No. I'm talking about the Hulk. No, when the Hulk and Bruce Banner were one.
Oh, you're talking about Maestro or
no, not
Professor Hulk?
Professor Hulk, there we go. Maestro's the evil one. Professor Hulk, yeah.
Maestro is what Professor Hulk kind of can become.
Yeah, well, it was something about like the Maestro. So he was Professor Hulk, and then a nuclear war happened, and then his brain started to warp because of the radiation.
That's crazy.
I think that's what it is. His brain started to warp from the radiation or from the gamma poisoning, so he became crazier.
What do you think of Sophie Turner? I really liked her in this. Like, no, because I know you don't like her. I don't like.
I mean, it's not that I don't like her.
I liked her a lot.
I don't dislike Sophie Turner. I disliked what they did with her in Game of Thrones because she was just a poor, like, she was cool, and I kept defending her when she was a kid. Like, with the first couple of seasons of Game of Thrones, when she was like, oh, I want to be a princess, I was like, whatever, she's a kid, you can't be mad at her, you know, she's scared for her life, it's like Stockholm Syndrome. But then when she got older, and then she's like...
More badass, yeah.
But it wasn't badass, though, it was just bitchy. She's like, you can't let Ramsay do his head games with you, you have to listen to me. And he's like, okay, well then what do you want me to do? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, what is this scene what is this scene for? Like, what's going on? And the Queen of the North, like, I didn't care for that. She's like, look, Bran, everyone's gonna be cool, but I'm still gonna have my own kingdom. I mean, Queen Bran's like gives him like a smiley face.
Yeah,
like,
but we're talking about X-Men.
I know, but I'm going back to, I don't dislike Sophie Turner. I think she's a good actress. I didn't dislike her in Apocalypse.
I kind of disliked her in Apocalypse.
I don't know.
She was way better in this one.
I liked
way better in this one.
I think she was better in Apocalypse. In this one,
I like that scene at the end where she's getting down. I don't know. I liked her emotion. Like, it really, like, because people are saying she's a really dull actress.
She is really dull. That's
exactly.
I don't know.
She was crying through her eyes, like, you know, because a lot of her acting is in her eyes, like, and her.
No,
like,
but she's extreme.
Because this movie was kind of about her eyes too. Like, they kept showing her irises glowing and changing colors and watering and like.
Well, they kept showing like when she was turning like the phoenix more, and her eyes were starting to burn.
Yeah, I like that bit with her at the end, the fight scene bit with her, like...
I do, and I like how it just turned into the Phoenix. Like, that was tight. And then at the end of the movie, you just see the Phoenix flying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, you know, because, you know, I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket and say that Marvel can, like, not fail us, because they have done in the past.
Marvels have made some pretty bad movies.
I think they should make some concessions, like, because, you know, they're trying to tout this as the end, and yeah, you want to reboot, but, like, you know, seeing as many people as there were there, and people even clapped at the end of the movie.
People did clap at the end of the movie.
So it's like, and our theater was kind of full, so it's like, it
was half full on 11 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah,
that's not bad. Like, you know, this isn't Avengers Endgame where you're going in there and it's just full every single time. You know, 11 o'clock on a Thursday and it's half. It just shows you that
people are still invested in this.
Yeah, there's an audience for it. I think what I hate is Disney's gonna probably take like 5 years or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
It's gonna be so annoying, and it's just like, we already have the X-Men, you know? Just give us some parallel Earth, how you're saying, what do you call it?
Spider-Man?
Yeah, Spider-Man. If that's really what happens with Mysterio, how he's like, oh, I'm from a parallel Earth.
Yeah.
You can just say that they kind of fuse together, like the Ultimate Universe and the MC and the 616.
With the X-Men and shit?
No. Well, yeah, with the X-Men. But I'm talking about in the comic books, how Well, didn't the Ultimate?
Yeah, they all these things fused. At
Yeah,
the
it
end
all
of
fused.
Secret Invasion,
Exactly.
Secret Empire.
So they can do something like
Secret
that
Wars.
where it just fuses, you know. But I don't know. We'll have to see what that
I like Fassbender. Like McAvoy's
love
starting to
Fassbender.
show his age a little bit.
McAvoy's great too. Fassbender and McAvoy are the two best parts of the movie because they're the two best actors in the movie. Fassbender is by far the best actor though, and he's just an amazing actor. He had that dud in what was that video game movie?
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, but it's like that. I don't know that. I don't even know why they made that movie. That wasn't his fault. It was probably a contract thing. I don't think that was his passion.
Yeah.
I don't think that was his passion.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, so I don't know where we stand with the X-Men. Like in general, like hopefully they figure something out that doesn't really like. Because for now, like I'm kind of team X-Men now a little bit. Not saying that. I'd team this X-Men.
I've always said when it comes to Marvel that besides Spider-Man, the X-Men are the best because the X-Men. Not only do they have the most interesting characters, but they have the most interesting villains.
Yeah, honestly, that like I keep thinking like when I think about this movie, that Brotherhood fight when they're all fighting in the streets, like that's what I wanted.
That's what I'm saying. Like I hate when I talk to people about comics and they're like, "Oh, Doctor Doom is the best," and I'm like, "Doctor Doom is cool, but they kind of just write him in to be able to do whatever he wants." Like Magneto is just dope. Like Magneto is just the best. Like, and his like. I don't know. I just think like as a character and the reason why he hates people and the reason why he wants to be on his own and all that, I think he just has the best story compared to every other villain like in Marvel. You know what I mean? So I like the X-Men. I've always liked the X-Men, and I've always thought besides Thor, the X-Men could just kick the Avengers' ass. And I think if the X-Men really just got together, they could take out all of them and then just take out Thor. Because you know they always do those X-Men versus Avengers comics runs.
Well, I think that's what we're eventually going to get is X-Men versus Avengers.
Yeah.
But all right then, I suggest that movie to anybody who wants to watch it.
Yeah, I say you should watch it. Don't let Rotten Tomatoes turn you off because they said it's 15%.
And it's hurting movies nowadays. Yeah. It's hurting like Godzilla and this. And this movie deserves to like at least a little bit of grounding, you know. Like,
and it's like Rotten Tomato, like they're just so out of touch with the audience because you can see in a lot of movies they'll be like.
I think what it is they're owned.
Yeah, they are owned.
Yeah.
I mean, when Captain Marvel came out and then they shut down, they had to change the way that the website is run. And now this movie's out and they're like, oh, this movie's 15%. I don't know what the audience is giving it. But then you watch movies like they gave Aquaman 50% or something like that. But then the audience score was like 84. And then everyone that I've talked to has liked it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like Rotten Tomatoes is out of touch. They need to figure out what they're doing because people aren't respecting them anymore.
I mean, I definitely have lost a lot of respect. But all right, then, you guys, you know where to reach us. I'm Mike, and
I'm Alan.
So, definitely encourage watching that movie, and thank you. So, check back again for more stuff, and check out some of our videos, like some of our cartoon videos. We've just made a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, see, look at 23% Rotten Tomatoes, 64% audience score. I think 73% of the people like the movie.
Yeah, see?
So it's like Rotten Tomatoes is just it's horrible.
Yeah. Well, you guys, thank you.
All right, guys, have a good one.
All right, bye. Bye. Bye.